leading the way with important local coverage. You're watching WISN 12 News at 6.
We can't keep failing our young. We can't keep failing our children.
Now at 6, breaking news. A family and a community devastated. A missing 3-year-old found dead. His mother murdered a week ago. The arrests made and the big questions that remain.
A 6-year-old boy critically hurt when hit by a projectile from a lawnmower on a school playground. The major turning point he's facing right now in his care as his community rallies around him.
And it is chilly out there. Temperatures dropping quickly. Frost is coming. What you need to cover up next to Weather Watch 12.
Hell no, man.
A father overcome with emotion collapses after learning his little boy is gone. After issuing an Amber Alert and days of searching, Milwaukee police confirmed they found 3-year-old Major Harris dead.
We also understand the urgency and the seriousness. You know, this is not something that we take lightly. As you can see, the resources utilized here, and we continue to be there for our community when we have situations like this. Hopefully that we never have to see this again.
Today's news is the worst outcome for a family that has spent days pleading for answers.
Our live coverage begins with the latest from the scene. Searchers discovered Major Harris's body in a container next to garbage cans near 35th and Roar. The scene is about 4 miles away from 37th and Clark, where police found the boy's mother dead last Thursday. Her name is Mallory Munzenberger. She's from Onalaska in western Wisconsin. Police say they have made arrests in her murder. Tonight, it's unclear what led up to her son's death. Derek Rose is live at 36th and Roar, near the spot where police discovered Major Harris's body.
And Derek, officers focused on an alley in that area.
Yeah, Joyce, it is in this location where we saw emotions really spread across the spectrum. Anything from heartbreak to anger, even outright hurt at the news of hearing police had found the lifeless body of 3-year-old Major Harris inside a storage container in the alley behind me. Now, we were not here long before we saw Harris's loved ones and his father walking toward this scene. We heard him saying several times, "Just take me to my son. Where's my son?" You know, there were so many people who were hoping for a different outcome here. When that did not happen, those emotions understandably came flowing out. We found one group channeling their grief and their hurt with an impromptu prayer vigil for Major Harris. They hope the Harris family and all of Milwaukee will see the strongest emotion they can display is love for one another.
What you saw in the circle was the heart of what the community is about and what we are about as a people. And we wanted that to be seen. We actually do love each other. We're hurting, so it's hard for us to show it to each other right now. But when we do show love, we show love, as you saw in the circle that we just had.
And there are still plenty of questions in this case about Major's death. Some of the critical questions will be when he died, how he died, and most importantly, how that fits into the timeline of his mother's murder 1 week ago today, and then the death of the suspect in his disappearance just this past Sunday. And as people are still gathered here tonight coming in and out of this alley, just want to give you another idea, a sense of how widespread the emotion here is in Milwaukee. I saw a little girl who's about no more than 6 or 7 years old ask her guardian, did they find the baby? And the guardian having to look at that little girl and explain to her, yes, they did find Major Harris, but not in the manner in which everyone had hoped. Patrick.
Derek Rose reporting in Milwaukee tonight. Derek, thank you.
Our Courtney Sisk joins us now near 37th and Center. And Courtney, you were there after Major's father received today's heartbreaking news.
Joyce, we were here the moment that Carlton Harris, Major's father, found out that his son was dead. He collapsed just over here in the street, overcome with emotion. Chaos erupts as the search for 3-year-old Major Harris ends in tragedy Thursday. The sound of grief and sheer pain, Carlton Harris, the father of Major Harris, breaks down at the news. His son is dead. Dozens of community members rushed to Carlton's side after he collapsed in the road after searching for his son the past several days. Those community members helping the stricken father to a waiting car, criticizing the city's investigation.
Milwaukee dropped the ball. Milwaukee should have been here.
And you just heard Carlton and other family members criticize the city's handling of this investigation. Milwaukee Police Chief Norman did address those concerns, saying they had to be very strategic in where they decided to search and follow up on critical leads. Joyce.
Courtney Sisk reporting live. Thank you.
Matt Salemi is live in News Chopper 12 with a view of the scene from above. Matt?
And Patrick, it looks like the prayer vigil that had been going on here at the scene where the discovery was made is starting to break up. We see folks giving each other goodbye hugs. The prayer vigil itself was taking place right here in the middle of the alleyway between 35th Street and 36th Street, and it's between Rohr and Custer. This is the alleyway where the discovery was made earlier today. Above the scene at News Chopper 12, Matt Salemi, WISN 12 News.
Thank you, Matt. Police say recent arrests in the mother's murder led police to those new searches today. 12 News' Hillary Mintz reports on those in custody.
Police say the primary suspect in Mallory Munzenberger's murder is dead, but they've arrested 6 others who could be linked to the homicide. Police said those arrested included relatives and acquaintances of Jaheim Clark. The 20-year-old was the subject of the Amber Alert along with Major Harris. Police say Clark killed himself Sunday before they could question him about Munzenberger and the boy. Munzenberger's family released a statement saying Mallory's son was the love of her life. She worked 2 jobs to raise him and was an aspiring nurse. They said, quote, "We are heartbroken as we prepare to say our final goodbyes to Mallory, who was taken from us in such a violent fashion. Mallory was a beautiful, kind soul who loved her little boy with all of her heart." Her family also said they believe domestic violence led to her death. So far, no one has been charged. 2 men remain in custody. In Milwaukee, I'm Hillary Mintz, WISN 12 News.
Police say so far they haven't made any arrests connected to the boy's death. Now, recapping today's breaking news, Milwaukee police confirmed they found the body of Major Harris this afternoon. It was in a container, they say, outside near some garbage cans in the area of 35th and Rohr. The discovery ends a nearly week-long search, which prompted an Amber Alert Saturday. Police found a person of interest in the case, Jaheim Clark, dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound on Sunday. The cause of Major Harris's death has not yet been announced. We'll post any new specifics we get on this case in the 12 News app and on WISN.com.
Weather Watch 12 now. It is our first frost advisory of the season. Mark, temperatures will fall quickly tonight.
Yeah, they're already going down fast where the skies have cleared out into our northern counties. 44 degrees right now in Elkhart, Lake Sheboygan, and in Hartford. Everybody falling back down to the 30s for tonight. It'll be a little bit warmer right next to Lake Michigan, but everybody has a chance of seeing frost as we work our way through the night. Again, that frost advisory in effect for all of southeastern Wisconsin until 8 a.m. It's time to cover up those plants. I know it's been a warm fall, so a lot of things are flowering. I'll let you know what you need to cover up coming up in Weather Watch 12.
Kenosha County Sheriff's deputies say they shot a Chicago homicide suspect near a gas station. It happened around 11:15 this morning near Highways 50 and 45 in Kenosha County. Authorities said after a traffic stop, the man ran off, and that's when deputies deployed a canine dog named Riggs. Sheriff David Beth says the suspect then shot Riggs in the head before deputies shot the suspect.
Riggs unfortunately sustained a bullet wound to the forehead. I just saw a picture of Riggs with a wound just above his eyes. And Riggs is still alive.
Sheriff Beth says the suspect was shot at least twice. Both the man and the dog were in surgery at last check. The suspect's name has not yet been released.
The daughters of a woman killed trying to stop a car theft near Mayfair Mall say they want justice for their mother.
We should be able to help our fellow people, which is what my mom did. Why she literally lost her life doing that.
Sunita Balagan died 1 week ago today. Prosecutors say when she confronted 4 teenage car thieves, one pulled her out of her own vehicle and ran her over several times. Balagan was 47 years old, a Nigerian immigrant. Her daughters say she worked hard and excelled despite the lifelong challenge of being deaf.
My mom has never stopped working a day in her life. No matter what it is that you've done in this life, you should not be treated the way my mom was treated. And I want to make sure that justice is truly served.
Balagan's funeral is tomorrow in Oshkosh. 13-year-old Jaden Adams is charged in adult court. 3 other teenagers face charges in children's court.
Wisconsin's 7-day average of new COVID-19 cases ticked back up to 1,800 today. The state reported 2,224 new cases today and said that 19 more people have died. Now, as of Tuesday, Wisconsin's 7-day average of vaccine doses administered each day sat around 4,400 doses. For context, the state averaged 65,000 doses a day in April. Milwaukee Public School test results released today by the State Department of Public Instruction show a significant proficiency drop during the pandemic. More than 55% of Milwaukee Public School students did not even take the language arts portion of the exam. Of those who did, only 7.3% scored as proficient. During the 2018-19 school year, 1.5% of MPS students missed the exam, and 18.6% were considered proficient. For both years, MPS scores are below the state average. We've posted a link to test results for all Wisconsin schools on our website. Head to WISN.com/links.
The kids jingle belling and everyone's telling you.
Milwaukee's Holiday Lights Festival is coming back to downtown Milwaukee, and WISN 12 will once again kick off the season with a special broadcast. It is set to air Thursday, November 18th at 6:30 right here on WISN 12. This year's Downtown Festival will then continue through January 1st with more than 500,000 holiday lights.
A little boy finally home from a hospital after a freak lawnmower accident.
His classmates with a special message.
On the school, in the fence, they put Alex and then a big heart. And when he saw that, he started crying.
What's ahead for the 6-year-old and how the community is coming together to help.
And Packers on a playground. The boost from the team not to overcome obstacles, but to build them.
Hey there, I'm Diana Gutierrez. Join us tomorrow morning on 12 News This Morning. We're going to tell you what you can do this weekend to join the fight against prescription drug and opioid abuse. And the Milwaukee Public Market is getting a new restaurant. Molly.
Plus, wake up knowing what to wear with my forecast. We'll see you tomorrow morning starting at 4:30.